put a lot of stuff in it so that it would burn as long as it could. And when we got up in the morning, so much frost in the windows you couldn't see out.
That sounds crazy.
When did you move down to the flat,
When what?
to the river?
I was about 8 or 9 years old. I think it was, well, let's see, what had it been 39, I think. So I was 8 years old.
Oh, when they moved to a different house?
Yeah, did you ever see the basement house where they lived?
Maybe not.
Down on the river?
I only know the ones that I only know about the little two-room house and then their Salt Lake house.
Well, you only knew about the Salt Lake City house. Like you probably never saw the farmhouse.
No, I didn't see. I don't think I saw it. I just know I've heard about it.
But it started out as a basement. That's all there was the basement.
Well, the structure, outer structure of the upstairs was there, but there was nothing but a subfloor upstairs. Yeah, because Orrin was born there, and I think Orrin was born in 1940. And so we moved there. And in 1939, when we left the farm up on the flat, the folks got a little travel trailer from Joe Stone, and we put it in Grandma Wynn's yard, and that's where we lived that summer while they were building the house. And it was very little, and there was like a bunk bed here on the bottom. Mother and Dad slept there, and Claire and I slept on the bunk above. I remember doing that while they were building the house.
Did your dad build that house too?
No, he had a guy build it. I mean, that house, the infrastructure and all of it was, he bought a house up on the flat, the old Johnson house, and tore it down and moved it down there, and that's what they used to build our house with. And so have you ever seen a nail puller? Okay, I spent hours and hours with a nail puller pulling nails out of those old boards so they could reuse them.
Right, we just made our boys do that so they can have a treehouse. The stories that we're going to tell when we're 90 will not be this exciting. Like one time, the Wi-Fi went out. And then...
And we went and got ice cream and
How
stuff.
did you meet Grandma?
On a blind date.
Tinder.
Same thing.
A blind date, huh?
I knew her sisters. I went to high school with Marcine.
Huh.
So basically what you do is you sit in a chair and then the girls come up to you one at a time and you're like,
On rolling chairs.
So what did you do for your blind date?
We
Who
went.
set you up?
Her sister Elaine. I went. Glenn and Dan and Dexter and I every Saturday night went. There was a place in Logan called LDS, LDS, and they had dances there every Saturday night. Well, it was a church-sponsored thing, you know,
Yeah, LDS.
and
It does sound a lot more exciting. La Days.
And, this one Saturday I didn't have a date, and I stopped in the drugstore where Elaine worked, and I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I haven't got a date for tonight. And she said, oh, Donna's home. We talked about Donna and stuff. And so she said,
Was she normally at school or something? Or?
no, she worked in Salt Lake.
Oh, okay.
And so she called Donna, and then I called her up, and we went to the dance. And that night,
Why did Elaine not want to go out with you?
She was working.
she was married and had a baby.
Oh,
That's a better reason.
That's a good excuse. I like it.
Madison has no problem with that.